Hi. Um, in my living room is 4:30 a.m. Um, I think I need to make a video of explaining what is really happening in Hong Kong. Um, People asking me, is it safe to come to Hong Kong like around next month, or someone even think of like they're planning to come on December, around December time. I think should be okay during December. Uh, I think, how to say, like, because of all the news that from the, I can say like Western major media, like news network, they don't really tell what is really happening. They have twisted some of um, the story. Uh, when I'm saying that is because like uh, everything happens on the street or in the airport. Um, a lot of local media actually is like live stream, so we see what's happening. Okay. And most of the media that they have uploaded, like the major CNN, ABC, like that, they have like capture, you know, like the story is like left and right side, right? And they just only report this side of the story. So and it's very sad. That's why I'm trying to like, when last week, um like 2 weeks ago, when I upload my video, that I said like next week I'm going to have some new video, but it's really disturbing my um how to say, like, it's not really that disturbing my life. uh since I already moved in the countryside, half countryside, semi countryside, okay. So what this at the beginning is protester, and every protest, like, they start in the afternoons around 2 3 p.m., and then around maybe 5 or 6 something 7, uh, they transfer into riot. Some uh, peaceful protester is already left that event, and the leftover people will turn into a rioter. And I think this kind of so-called peaceful protester, like, I found like they already attend this protest, and they don't want to admit that they are protesting something stupid, okay. And which, like, they always said like democracy, freedom. Did they know really what democracy is? Did they know what is freedoms are? A lot of people, like, if you have been to Hong Kong, especially if people like not just tourists. Okay, we always say that when you are a tourist, you may not see the story, or you may not know the place because uh, you're not really involved to the place. But if you live here in a different country, in a different city, when you spend more than 2 weeks, or when you need to, need to, um, like when this will be your home, you travel from here to somewhere and then come back, then this is your home. Then you will see a different face of a city, right? Um, just like some, I talked to some people like not really local. Like why are we staying here? Of course I'm a permanent resident, so why are we staying here? Is because it's very free. It's much more freer than any country. Okay. Um, when you compare with any places, I can't think of any place will have safety and fair country in the world. Um, like my son, like he was very disappointed to the people. Okay. He said like he will be leaving next week, and he said like even the last year or beginning of this year, he was thinking like, oh, he said, we will not, like he and his friend said like we will not stay in UK. It's better like maybe they will come back or something like that. And because of this incident, this riot, and he told me that um, he will try to look for a job in London. I understand because like he don't know why this, because like this rioters is in his age group, high school student, university student, or first grade. They are about, I think, 80% of this protester rioters. The age group is this. The age groups are. And as you see the two video that I have link, please click in and you will see what is really happening. And a lot of like video that said about Hong Kong history, they only report or post half of the story. Then you will see like, oh, the British people helped to build up the Hong Kong and blah 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 like that. Okay. And then they also said like the like Hong Kong economy is the peak is 1993 or something like that, and then it's go all the way down since Hong Kong or returned to China. But the thing is, this is the world economy, okay? And also is because during the 1993, China is not really open. It's starting to open up to the world. So people like doing business to China, you have to go through like it's a is a like we can say it's a stepping door or something like Hong Kong. They come to Hong Kong, then actually they do business in China with China through Hong Kong people. So Hong Kong has take the advantage of this benefit, okay? And most Western or people, they don't speak both languages, but we do speak English, Chinese, so we are the bridge. Hong Kong has doing the as a bridge. But since China opened up, they don't really need this bridge anymore. And the more they open up, and we have to change the way of doing business in Hong Kong. So it's a trend, right? And then a lot of people don't understand and say like, because the Hong Kong people don't want to be like the Chinese, the mainland Chinese. About 20 something years ago, yeah, you can tell the difference, okay? When I like business, we always need to travel to China, and three of us, like two male and me, and then when we in a taxi, a female taxi driver asking us and said, oh, are you from Hong Kong? I said, how can you tell? Because like well, during the trip we dressed quite casual during the I think it's summertime, something like that. And then she said, sorry, that because within your conversation, I don't hear you swear, okay? We call 抽口 swear words, 抽口, or in my dialect it's called 爛災. That's in like 爛災 in broken mouth. When you say something bad, it's broken. When you swear, it's like broken mouth, okay? 抽口. That is the difference, like you swear a lot and you don't, okay? The difference is mainland and Hong Kong. And now when you hear this so-called protester, it seems like what happened to the world? I can only hear swear words. Yeah, just like, how old are you guys? Like, I was almost 50. I never swear, okay? I never. My kids know I never swear. Is it the education problem? I think so. Since 1997, they never learn, like they don't have to like compulsory study Chinese history, so they don't know why Hong Kong become part of um, like British colony. They don't, if they don't want to find out by themselves, they don't know. Um, and a lot of teacher been like brainwashed about things like that. Um, and and also I was very disappointed of like some of my friends. One is like local, like Hong Kong born, and she have migrated to San Francisco. I think she she went there around maybe 18 or something like that. And when she posts the things on her Facebook, I cut her off. I cut her off. Um, Actually, even though it's like 2 years ago, when I met her in Hong Kong, um, the first time we gathering after almost 30 years we gathering, and I don't see any difference of her. Okay, of course, beside the age difference and some wrinkles, but the way she talk, the way she think, still the same. Like um, it's not because of now, even though the day when I see her, uh, you can say it's naive in the good way, but in the other way is, so um, at the beginning I would think of like I should correct her, like what is really happening. Like don't just see what on here, you have to see what's inside. Okay, but I just don't bother. I don't think she will care. She don't care. She don't care. I don't think she cares anyhow, so it's okay. um and then this protester uh, in the airport, they don't understand, like, do you know how hard to build a reputations? Most teenagers don't know what it is, the value of reputations. Hong Kong airport is the busiest, number one busiest airport in Asia, and is the third busiest airport in the world. Can you imagine a tiny little city have the world's third busiest airport? And they don't understand that, like, the Shenzhen airport just uh, I think maybe less than 100 miles away. So very disappointed. And I was very disappointed to the so-called Democrat of Hong Kong, like the post-Democratic Party. How can you just push the children to do something so dangerous, like when it's like the toddler. First they said, I want ice cream. They said, no, you cannot have ice cream because dinner is ready. You have to have dinner first before, or lunch first before you have your ice cream. Then the kids start yelling and say, I want ice cream, I want ice cream. But the thing is not correct. You need to have your lunch first, or your dinner first, because sweet will destroy your appetite, right? I don't care, I want ice cream. If you don't give it to them, they sit on the floor and then I want ice cream. Then you can see some of the toddler that they start, if you still don't give them ice cream, they will start hitting the grandparents. They start hitting their parents and say, I said I want ice cream, you need to give it to me now. Okay, this is exactly the same what happening. It's not that they care about the fact. They don't care. They don't really care what they ask for. They don't really care about what is good for Hong Kong. They don't really cares about what is really happening. They don't care. They don't they don't care. They don't even know what it is. That is so sad. They don't even understand. Can you see that, like the rioters? Of course, like I think the police caught some of them, like just couple hundred people. Is like they arrest couple hundred, I think 400 something, for this almost 2 months time. Only 400 something people got arrested, and this so-called protester asked them to, like, no questions, and have to release these 400 people without any charges, without pressed any charges to them. Say, you can see the destroy you have done, and you think that you can just get away with that. Like freedom, right? You ask for freedom is, but what is your responsibility? You don't have any responsibility, huh? How come nobody tell them, like, do you know your responsibility? Freedom come with responsibility. If you don't have this responsibility, you don't have the right to have freedom. It's really upset, really upset. And then and obviously we know that some of the masks have drugs in it, the marijuana oil, like, that's why they said, why it's like these young people, like, some they just like follow wearing the mask and just follow. If you think that the things that you're protesting is correct, why do you need to wear a mask? If you think that, like, you are so proud of what you are fighting for, why do you need a mask? Just like me, I'm not wearing a mask, right? This is very easy. Just like now they have a new, like, when you see they covering their eyes. They said it's because the police hit this girl, and they have no evidence that it's really done by the police, and actually have evidence that is done by her her parties. Okay, what she is, it seems like they didn't tell, like the mainstream news didn't tell people this girl got hit and her eye will be blind. Why is she there? She not just a protester, she not just a rioter, she is the one to keep record who is protesting, who is the rioter, and she's the one who paying. Okay, what you call, I don't think you call this whistleblower, right? I don't know what you call. Like, of course someone pay her in a lump of money and she paid the rest. Okay, this is what she is. And why, when you see some elderly people, like my age or some even older, is when you're there they will pay you the coupons, like supermarket coupons, different kind of supermarket coupons, stack of it. I don't know how much they will pay you, but as I know, each person can get like $1,000 a day, at least the minimum Hong Kong dollars, 1,000. The one who attack the rioters will have 10,000 Hong Kong. Like that. So and a lot of people saying that US is funding it, and you will think like during these 2 months US have announced like a warning, like Hong Kong or China of this things, like for more than 60 times warning. Why do you care so much? If, since we are just a small potato, we are just a tiny little dot, tiny little dot in the world. Okay, and UK, British, actually a lot of people still thinking like Hong Kong is not part of China until 2047. No, it's not correct. It's since 1997 Hong Kong already part of China under one country two system for 50 years. After that, we'll review the so-called what do you call, will we still under two system or one system or whatever. Okay, so this is until 2047. So one, and then also we, during the British, when we are still under the British ruling, like the colony. One time we have to pay like the what you call uh, the soldier and the navy and the things like that. Like we have to pay them the most expensive year. We have to pay yearly, and the most expensive year we pay 17 billion Hong Kong dollars, around 17 billions Hong Kong a year service charge. And of course, plus a lot of major big guarantee profit making company is under is owned, as you said, owned by the British. Okay, why is the housing like in Hong Kong so expensive? Is because at the beginning everything is owned by the Queen. She making money, of course, not us. So if you really care about like Hong Kong, do more research, then you will see a lot of true story. Just like even myself, like a lot of people said, China want to um, rule Hong Kong and settle this protester with the same method as the what you call the Beijing Tiananmen's event, and also the Tiananmen is also funded, sponsored, organized by the US. Can you imagine? Even during the, I think is even though during the 1997, I remember when I go back to China, to my like just Shenzhen is not far away. My relatives where they are, they still in that area. Part of my Chinese descendant. They still have like they still like China is not really open 100% open up. It's just starting to open up. Coca-Cola is still very expensive to them, and we as a tourist, we have the right to buy something import items, but for local people they not able to buy import stuff. It's very expensive for them, to them. But during the Tiananmen's event, this so-called university student or this student, they have unlimited supply of Coca-Cola. And the guy who stand at front of the tank, okay, the very famous photo, the guy, tank, and they said they make the story is what I was told then. And that time I was in Vancouver studying. They say the tank ran off this and killed this student, okay? But actually, the next photo is the truth is not the tank ran into the student, is the, this guy climbed up to the tank and opened the hood and dumped something in the tank. And this guy, he's living in Taiwan. He's living in Taiwan right now. So dumb. A lot of dumb story, right? And in this 20, 30, 40, 50 years, we never sent, like the Chinese never sent troop to any other country to kill people, okay? If you have any news heard, even from the mainstream that I said, they can't find anything that. Okay, must be very boring for you. Okay, next time. If you think I shouldn't say anything like this, let me know. Then I will try to cover it up and talk about something else. Okay? Thank you. Bye bye.